Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Report Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, guess who's back? Guess who's back? NFL is who is back. NFL week number 1 happening this week, starting Thursday night with the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. It has been a very intriguing offseason, to say the least. We got new stars and new places. We had a draft like we always do. Fantasy football's underway. Everybody should have their teams ready to go. So last year, didn't do so hot. Straight up picks, 165 to 106 to 1. We had that one tie that I didn't pick. Against the spread, 116 and 156. Over under 128 and 144. So altogether, 409, 406 and 1. Barely over 500. But I was 500? Nah. But yeah, I definitely want to improve on that. So the plan is do all the games like we have in the past, talk about them a little bit. At the end, kind of go over my fantasy team. I think I did fairly well on my fantasy team this year. I got a couple people that I was going after, and I got one person that I wasn't expecting to get. Talked to some buddies at work, and we're talking about draft, and I'm like, hey, what about so-and-so? And they're like, why? Why not so-and-so? I'm like, good idea. Went with him, so we'll see what happens with that. We're going to run down these 16 games for week 1 of the NCAA. That's already happened. Week 1 of the NFL season. Buffalo Bills, Los Angeles Rams, Thursday night. Buffalo, Josh Allen. That is my quarterback for the regular season, for the fantasy season. So definitely going to be rooting him on. Offensively, yards-wise, Buffalo was 5th last year, 1st in defense. Going against Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams, 9th in offense, 17th in defense. These are actually 2 teams that I picked to go far. I have Buffalo getting to the AFC Championship game in my picks. I have the Rams getting to the Super Bowl. So this was a game that, yeah, definitely we're going to kind of look forward to and see what happens. That's another thing. If you checked out the playoff predictions, I'm going to try to follow up with those each and every week as well and kind of see where we're at, see how we're doing with that. So the Bills are favored on the road on Thursday night by 2.5. We all know what road teams do on Thursday nights. I get it. It's coming off the basically bye week, coming off the preseason. Still Buffalo, going from Buffalo all the way to LA. Given the 2.5 to the Rams, I'm picking the Rams to win. Covering the 2.5 and under on the 52.5. As much as I want that total to go skyrocket, I want Josh Allen to throw for like 1,000,000 yards. But, because I need it. But picking the Rams to win, cover the 2.5 and under 52.5. Next up, we have the Lamar Jackson-led Baltimore Ravens going to go up against the Zach Wilson if he is questionable. So if he's hurt, Joe Flacco-led New York Jets. That's what I like about Week 1 of the NFL. The Jets fans think they have a chance, just like Cowboy fans, just like big Browns fans and Bears fans. Everybody thinks they have a chance. Every one of these fan bases is like, we could win the Super Bowl. When in reality, there's about 8 teams that can win the Super Bowl. The Jets aren't one of them. Jets were 32nd in defensive yards last year, 26th in offensive yards. Hey, the Ravens are 25th in defensive yards, so this could be an offensive game. So the Ravens are favored by 7 on the road. And that scared me. I got the Ravens winning, covering over and under of the overall points is 44.5. Since neither of these teams can really stop anyone, I am taking the over on that. Next up, we have the Jacoby Brissett-led Cleveland Browns versus the Baker Mayfield Carolina Panthers. A couple new spots for new folks in 2022. Can Baker Mayfield beat his old team? We knew what Sam Darnold did last year, going against people that he already whooped up on him, and he actually beat him at the beginning of the year, and then he tanked it. But Carolina favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering it under on the 41.5. The Matt Ryan-led Indianapolis Colts, Jonathan Taylor, their star running back. Oh yeah, my number 1 pick. Yeah, I drafted number 1. Yeah, it was a random draft. It wasn't based on screwing up last year. I finished 3rd last year. Come on now. I also took Michael Pittman Jr., so I got a couple Indianapolis Colts there. Colts are looking good this year. Middle of the pack on offensive yards last year. 16 defense, 16 offense. Houston Texans. Davis Mills or Kyle Allen. Your choice. Yeah. Whew. Nothing to look forward to in Houston. Indy's favored by 8. I got them winning cover, and I am taking over on the 46. Jacksonville Jaguars. Year 2 for Trevor Lawrence. Can he have a good sophomore season? I am rooting for Jacksonville for more than one reason. I'm a Tony Khan fan. Shaka Khan's dad owns the Jaguars along with Tony. AEW fan. If you follow Robert Sports Show at all, you know that. I'm going up against the Washington Commodores. Can we go back to Washington football team, please? Carson Wentz led Washington Commodores. I think they've improved a little bit this year. They were actually favored by 3. But I'm going to start the season and going with Jacksonville, rooting them on. Trevor Lawrence, have a bounce back, great sophomore season. Washington's favored by 3. I'm giving the 3 to Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville winning, covering, and over on the 44. Next up, we have Mac Jones, my backup quarterback. Mac Jones, New England Patriots, coming off a great season last year against Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins. And Tui's got him a weapon this year, Tyreek Hill. Miami is actually favored by 3 at home. Went on a limb on this one. I'm giving the 3 to New England. I'm picking New England to win and cover and over on the 46.5. The Jameis Winston-led New Orleans Saints going against the Marcus Mariota Atlanta Falcons. This could be a fun NFC South matchup. It always is when the NFC South are playing each other. Saints are favored by 5.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 42.5. The Jalen Hurts led Philadelphia Eagles against the Jared Goff Detroit Lions. Sorry, Detroit fans, this is not your year. Philadelphia's favored by 4. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 48.5. We got the Mitchell Trubisky led Pittsburgh Steelers going against the Josh Burrow, who is questionable, Brandon Allen possible. Cincinnati Bengals. Oh boy. I'm glad I didn't take Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase on this one. I did take Joe Mixon though, so go Joe Mixon. Cincinnati's favored by 6.5. God, the fact he's questionable, it's like he could still play. So if he was out or doubtful, I'd go with Pittsburgh. But with him being questionable only, I'll go with Cincinnati. I get them winning, covering, and under in the 44.5. The Trey Lance era at San Francisco, the 49ers, going against the Justin Fields Chicago Bears. 49ers are favored by 7. I do have them as a playoff team. I got them winning, covering, and over in the 41. Sorry, Chicago, you're not winning the Super Bowl, especially when you move to the suburbs and a new team is in Chicago at Soldier Field, which is going to be weird. Supposedly, I know that's a rumor I saw on Twitter. There was a picture of the Arlington Heights plan for the stadium area. And according to what the NFL had said earlier in the offseason, that if they do move to Arlington Heights, that they would put a new team in the city of Chicago. Rumor has it St. Louis will get a franchise as well, so we'll see where that goes for their third one and see what happens with that. Find local ownership, that might work, but if not, oh well. I got the 49ers winning. The Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers. One more season, one more. Is he in? Is he out? Is he in? Is he out? Are they going to do the Brett Favre treatment where eventually it's like, see you, Aaron? We'll see what happens there, but I think he's been playing so well. We'll see what happens. Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins. Picked Minnesota as a playoff team. We'll see what happens. Green Bay's favored by 1.5. I got them winning, covering, and over in the 48. Patrick Mahomes led Kansas City Chiefs minus Tyreek Hill going against the Kyler Murray and Arizona Cardinals. That is definitely a spotlight game. That game can go either way. It's in Arizona. Chiefs are favored by 4.5. If Kelsey can get not double teamed, which he'll be double teamed to start, if Patrick Mahomes can find a new weapon, now he's got a couple receivers that can step up, he should be all right. If you think about it, Aaron Rodgers has never had that main guy. Tom Brady's never had that go-to guy in New England. So hopefully Mahomes can create that and have a great season like he should have. Chiefs are favored by 4.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 53.5. The Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr is one more season there. I know there's talk of him leaving. He hasn't left yet. Going against the Justin Herbert-led Los Angeles Chargers. My pick from the NFC to go to the Super Bowl. Oh, the AFC, excuse me. Chargers are favored by 3. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 52. Daniel Jones led New York Giants. Sorry, Giants fans. It's not your year. You probably already know that, but I just wanted to tell you too. I'm going against the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill returning. Derrick Henry, that stout AFC team. I think they're going to win their division, of course. Tennessee winning, covering, over on the 43.5, covering the 5.5. Ooh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady versus Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Top 2 teams in offensive yards for the NFC in 2021. Tampa Bay favored by 2. At some point, Father Time has got to catch up to Tom Brady, doesn't he? I don't know. But I got Tampa Bay winning, covering it over on the 50, and our Monday night game. The Russell Wilson-led Denver Broncos. Let that sit in for a minute. Finally, Denver has a Tier 1 quarterback. Are they going to ruin him? Their last Tier 1 quarterback was Peyton Manning. He was kind of at the end of his career. Going up against his old folks, his old team, Seattle. Hopefully, Russell Wilson realizes what uniform he's wearing when he throws the ball and doesn't try to throw it to a Seahawk, thinking he's still with the Seahawks. Seahawks putting out there Geno Smith and Drew Lock. That's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Geno Smith. Denver's favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering it under on the 43. That is the 16 games for NFL season 2022-23, week number 1. And like I said, my fantasy team: Josh Allen, Buffalo; Michael Pittman Jr. in Indianapolis; DK Metcalf, Seattle; Jonathan Taylor, Jonathan Taylor in Indianapolis; Joe Mixon. I got TJ Hawkinson there, Detroit's tight end. I got Javonte Williams, wide receiver, Denver Broncos. I got Cam Akers, running back, LA Rams. On my bench right now, I got Dante Johnson, wide receiver, out of Pittsburgh. I got Devin Singletary, running back, Buffalo Bills. I got Drake London, wide receiver, Atlanta Falcons. Henry Renfrow, wide receiver, Las Vegas Raiders. Buffalo's tight end, Dawson Knox. And Mac Jones, quarterback, New England Patriots. He's my backup right now. So I'm looking at my team getting ready for Thursday. I think I got all my starter set, who I want to go with. We're going to see how the United Empire handles this season. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's all about having fun. I want to win. What are you talking about? All right. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for college, for NCAA. We got week 2 already out. Stay tuned for NASCAR, if you're a NASCAR fan, pro wrestling, etc. But NFL right here each and every week until the season over with and we get to the Super Bowl, baby. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports kind of content.